And several reactions are still trailing the publication of a 69-page document by Amnesty International indicting Nigerian security forces over the clashes between farmers and herders. The Nigerian army yesterday called for the closure of the Amnesty International offices in Nigeria, alleging there is credible evidence the organization is working hard to destabilize the country. Director Amnesty International Nigeria, Osai Ojigo, joins me via Skype to discuss these issues. Good to have you on the Midday News.
Thank you very much.
Now, these are very, very grave allegations against the Nigerian army that the federal government too has reacted to. The army is now saying that, look, the Amnesty International needs to get out of its hairs, if you know what I mean, by actually leaving the country. What are the sources of this findings on your part?
Thank you very much. Our latest report captures the herders and farmers conflict, which, as you know, has been happening all year round and has been quite worrying in terms of the numbers of deaths in these various communities. So our report was after a year long of visits to 5 states. We visited 56 villages. We had over 260 interviews. We also reviewed various documents, and we were able to establish that these were the situations in these particular communities. But most importantly, we also looked at the media coverage of these issues and the number of deaths that we were able to independently verify. And we felt that releasing the report with our findings at this point in time, one, would be able to enable the victims to demand justice, and then secondly, to call on the authorities to hear their cries for an impartial and independent investigation into what has been going on, so that they can have peace in these communities once again.
Yeah, but the Nigerian government says this reports of Amnesty International are only meant to destabilize the country and demoralize the soldiers who are in the theater of war.
That is very unfortunate because you know that these killings have been happening for a very long time. And what Amnesty has done is just to gather this information and make the analysis to say, look, this is a rising human rights concern and the authorities need to do more to tackle it. What we're doing is talking about the lives that are lost, the nearly 4,000 people that have been lost, and calling for justice for them. This in no way undermines any work the government is doing in line with security. In fact, it means that they actually need to change their strategy in order to ensure we're not in this situation where people's lives and properties are just being destroyed and nobody is being held accountable for it.
Yeah, but in your report, you do recognize or acknowledge the fact that there are environmental factors that are causing this proliferation of small arms and, of course, population growth. Beyond coming out with this report, what exactly is Amnesty International suggesting to the Nigerian government, if at all, to, help in assisting, help end this herdsmen-farmers clashes?
One of the major reasons why these herdsmen and why these herders and farmers crisis continues to wreak lots of violence, and even criminal gangs have hijacked it, is because of impunity. In 2016, there were about 800 deaths. In 2017, about 745 deaths. In 2018, the year hasn't ended. The research ended in October 2018. You have over 2,000 people dead. Are they waiting till when it's about 5,000 dead before they address the situation? The reason why there are all these attacks is because there's a lot of retaliations with the communities. There's a lot of self-help being done. People are taking the law into their hands. We're in a situation whereby it's a cry for help. We need the authorities to take these things seriously. These attacks are vicious, and we're allowing communities to settle quarrels through fighting and violence. Someone needs to take charge of those situations and ensure the perpetrators are brought to book. It is only then that they would have shown that they are taking it seriously, and it will prevent others who are even thinking of inciting violence, and even taking advantage of the violence in order to commit crimes, to stop doing so.
Are you saying then that the deployment of forces in Zamfara, in Benue, in Nasarawa, and other states where this herdsmen clashes have happened is not enough?
Clearly, something isn't working because more people have died this year than the 2 years combined. Something is not working and it needs to be addressed. It cannot be brushed under the carpet. What we are saying is put your investigative and accountability machineries into action. Find out who are these people. Many of the communities, the eyewitnesses and victims we spoke to said, in some cases, they know who these perpetrators are. They report them to the authorities and nothing is done. And in some other cases, they get warnings that attacks are imminent. And they complain because, as we know in our various communities, people have contacts of the security agencies. So they notify them. If this attack has happened once, happened the second time, at least you would expect that they would use their intelligence and the information they get in order to get to the bottom of it. But it's been treated with such laxity that it has not become a situation of free for all. But the good thing is that the two communities, whether it's the herder community or the farmer community, they want an end to this situation. And the only way it can come to an end is if they can address the needs of both communities. We can address all the socioeconomic disadvantages many of these communities are facing. And most importantly, bring those people who have taken people's life unjustly to book.
All right, thank you very much. Osai Ojigo is the director, Amnesty International Nigeria.
Thank you.